Alright guys, game 1 Nxpe versus Omega nih, karena kalian pada minta gua ini MPL PH guys ya, karena gua kira yang rame Blacklist doang, ternyata ada Omega juga ya. Ternyata hari ini ada Omega versus Nxpe EVOS. Jadi langsung aja kita gas. Dari draftnya di sini Bung. Draftnya sih masih normal-normal, tapi gua nggak tahu guys ya, kenapa di Filipina ini banyak banget orang yang ngepick Bruno gitu loh. Apakah lagi meta Bruno? Apakah lagi meta Bruno guys? Buset, Bruno muter-muter jalan. Gue nggak tahu sih Bruno meta atau enggak ya. Kena first blood. Donat.
You're gonna see Miko flicker in there, and that's what happened.
And as usual, again, multiple lanes again, just trying and waiting for that opportunity. Very aggressive roam here from Miko, again doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm saying, right? Miko taking the brunt of the damage here, but actually gonna re-engage because here comes Ryzen, almost a level 4. He hits it now. Crashed in right into Miko.
Mati lagi, mikrophobia. Ih, sakit loh guys Bruno tuh tadi. Nendangin si Baxianya. Lumayan sakit loh.
It played out so well. I mean, Ryzen knows exactly when he will hit level 4. He already rolled before his ultimate was up and he was able to get a kill afterwards. And this is really bad from Nxpe EVOS. This is the first time that I'll see a Bruno left on his own. Typically, because you want to take advantage of the early game spike.
Yeah.
You want to really double up on the Bruno, and this time they're leaving him in the bottom lane to fight for his own.
Oh, Miko taking, again, quite a bit of damage from James this time around. So let's see, right? This turtle, first one in the game, is now up here. They're both in position. Ryzen going to go ahead and start this one up. It looks like Smart Omega just has a clear path for the first turtle of the game.
There is a small, advantage of keeping the Rafaela close by, and this is exactly it, right? Yeah. So that's what they did. They kept Yelly Haze alive. He doesn't even have level 4 yet. So right now, it's actually still very risky for Nxpe to do anything at this point.
No activation just
Masya, gue udah lama banget gak liat Masya sumpah. Udah lama banget gue gak liat Masya guys.
This is the reason why Nxpe EVOS didn't have that first help onto the gold lane, because Mycophobia actually had to help H2 for I honestly don't know why they decided to go that way, but because of that, now we are seeing Donut struggle. Bruno with 1 death in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Doesn't sound very good. Yeah.
It's a cardinal sin, honestly.
And especially the one that you have on the other side is a big AoE marksman, just like a blood, man.
That's right.
So I really see what you mean there.
Yep.
Overall, Nxpe seem to be just like
Makin late game makin pusing balas sih Nxpe sih.
I think the saving grace though.
Dia udah megang Masya, megang Cloud guys ya. Lu tahu sendiri. Lu pada tahu sendiri Masya sama Cloud tuh kalau udah masuk late game tuh udah kayak gimana, Cok. Kalau Nxpe nih mainnya Rafaela Bruno yang dimana lu emang harus nge-press gitu loh dari early.
Like you guys mentioned, there's so much attention being put here on Donut. If Donut just has a terrible early game, he's pretty much offline for the majority of the game. And now here we go, but the flicker gonna cancel out that setup coming out from
Itu Omega tanknya bukan Caknu.
Bukan
Bukan Caknu, Cok. Miko siapa Miko? Bukan Caknu loh.
It's funny because even now, just having Miko and Mycophobia crossed each other, and when they're focusing on each other because they're both barones, it's like, okay, Miko kicks Miko, here we go.
It's not easy, I'm sure.
It's almost like a Valentina, when you have the Way of the Dragon and the Valentina with the Way of the Dragon. But now they're gonna go ahead and start up this turtle, like I mentioned. They're in a much better position now to actually contest this one. Second turtle of the game, as Ryzen now joining the party, but also on the top side, Renzio gonna go ahead and push that lane in.
Oh man.
See if Nxpe actually wants to give this one up or
Ini sih
just
turtle tetap dapat Baxilia sih.
They really did not.
Kelra udah ada DHS.
H2O again not really that confident yet to go in all on his own.
Renzio dapat turret. Ini EVOS kalah jauh banget gue lihat.
Okay, so
Late
Renzio's
game
really
kalah,
low HP up there. I don't know if they're gonna
early
get
game
killed.
malah
He
harusnya
does
menang
get
jadi
the
kalah.
turret. That's what was confusing, right?
Yep.
It looks
Pusing
like
nih.
Nxpe wants to actually contest that turtle, take it, because they know they're trading an objective topside, but still they hesitate and nothing results out of that. And
Yeah.
now, here comes a smart Omega looking to crash down to the bottom side. Donut's gonna be the focus. Blazing Duet comes out, goes back here. They take quite a bit of damage, and they're gonna lose another
Gila
turret.
Omega, Cok.
My goodness.
Caknu
Omega
nggak
just
main pun
played,
masih kuat
Omega
banget.
so well. Fortunately for Nxpe, they will conserve the tower for a little bit longer, but so far Omega's winning the map. Pretty sure that James the lucky break in there as he went for the Masha, but all things considered, this is just Omega winning the early stages, which is bad for Nxpe. We know their composition is not tailored towards the late game, and Omega winning the early
Tuh kan,
to the
sekarang
mid
Pak
game
Kito
is
semua kayak
already,
gitu, guys.
like, checking a lot
Bikin
of,
Fury
checking
Hammer,
a
abis itu
lot of
bikin
checkboxes
Bloodlust.
for their win condition.
And that's it. That's one of the keys to victory, right?
Yeah.
Set up for your mid-game tempo. And in that
Right.
regard, Omega definitely doing all of the checking. Now, right now, Nxpe, you mentioned it, they did have a lucky break on top side.
Yep.
They got some of that gold and some of that flow that,
Yep.
Omega needs to answer. So that's a lucky break by James, but can they actually rely on luck to win this? We'll have to find out.
Well, here's the focus on the bottom side. They spot out Renzio, gonna take some damage, has plenty of health bars though. Meanwhile, the rest of Smart Omega making their way down to the bottom side as well. You can see the struggle here, right, that we're seeing of an NXPE trying to make decisions like, do we commit to this? Do we back off here? And that's
Tapi
kind of
capek
the
juga nih.
story
Hari
right
ini
now.
gua
They
nge-case
are
3 game,
still
guys, berarti.
patiently waiting here on the bottom side. Renzio gonna go in, win that thunder clap and hold on. H2O. Can
Ready
they
to
push
die.
this one in? They're still holding on to a minion. Kill VJ, getting the knock up. Yelly Haze, here comes Miko as well. Might be looking for a
Yelly Haze
kill.
kena kick.
Haze, kill VJ,
Aduh,
goes
salah
down
kick
here.
Miko.
And now onto the
Harusnya dia
turret
nendang
they
si
go.
si Donatnya tadi.
One down for Smart Omega.
Kel VJ defended that so well. They cleared the minion waves, although he died in the end. But I honestly feel like Omega already got what they wanted in there. Able to defend the turret for quite a longer time. They were able to get the third turtle as well, only just sacrificing one hero, and that's just a mid laner, and they managed to win the economic battle once again. Next by Evos, they have to find an opening. So far, they have utilized H2 just once in this game. I want to see them use this arena more.
Yeah, we're even on the turrets. But basically, the economy is being won by Omega. They pulled so many people on that bottom siege.
Yep.
They had 4 people on standby. Do we go? Do we go? No. KLVJ was clearing. Ryzen was clearing as well. It was a very Renzio was clearing as well.
Yep.
Good defense. You bought so much time in the end. They were forcing a fight just like this one.
Yeah, real world manipulation coming down. There's gonna be the stun. Kill VJ falls again with the return with the blazing duet. Looking for Micophobia and another falls. Make it
Rata,
two.
Cok.
As that's a
Rata.
huge blazing duet followed by the wave
Kena
dragon.
juga Karinanya ya, guys ya.
Here as 3 fall for NXT.
Kelra
James
nggak
looking
mati
for
malah
Kelra.
tuh.
Can't get
Nggak
there.
mati
As
malah
Kelra's
Kelranya.
still alive. And now in the mid side, James getting taken down. The killing spree for Ryzen.
Just when you thought you had a chance to go back, you get pulled right in.
I think they still want more.
Omega
but
nih
they
emang
can definitely push this turret now. Next
selalu
by
ini,
Evos
guys,
had
ya,
a
selalu
nice
kelihatannya nih
stack in
main
there, but after the use of the real world
main apa
manipulation,
namanya
there's just
gameplay
nothing
late
afterwards.
game.
Ryzen and Kelra went
Tapi dia early game masih
together
menang jauh
as
banget.
two
Ini
and
mah hitungannya menang jauh banget,
what a
guys. Mid
kick coming out
hilang.
from Miko as
Top
well
lane
in
hilang,
that
bottom
game.
hilang.
They didn't have a way to cancel out Yelly Haze's ultimate afterwards, but they conceded the first initial seconds of the fight, and then they fought afterwards. It's the sustained battle that won them afterwards. Because we know that Kelra, his damage up was way too good. At this point, I actually was surprised that was able to get off Donut after maybe the Dexter attack. Because when you swap with Dexter with the BMI, the Dexter can still attack, and I think he found the last attack of the Donut.
Yeah, and ladies and gents, this is why they call Omega the Venom. Right there!
Grabbing the
Masyanya
Lord
nggak bisa
Masa
mati
kill here
lagi.
with the way of the drag and Miko on fire for Smart Omega, looking for the setups time after time.
Yeah, that's exactly why. They're personifying the moments that you thought you're secure. It's like they just bite you out of nowhere. And it is so venomous. It is so potent. It's so potent, man,
Yeah.
that it's so difficult to get rid of. You saw it always a wipeout.
I mean, this is the thing, right? When you look at NXPE's lineup, again, the signs were there in the early game, like first turtle, second turtle. They don't have anybody to really go, like press the go button for them, right? Yes, they have Mycophobia, they've got the Holy Baptism if they want to go for it. If they ever get a chance, they can set up with a real world manipulation. But if you look across the board, Smart Omega has way more options in terms of starting fights, starting skirmishes.
Yeah, I think that the next play will now have to think about duties. Yellow Haze, for example, has to hold his ultimate up until the point that they find Kelra, because Kelra can now dive. You have the Wind of Nature now for this Claw. This means that there will be no 1v1 between Donut as well as the Claude, or not Kelra. So Yellow Haze has to hold out. And that's a big problem though, because you also have to think about the minion wave when going up against Omega. So honestly, Yellow Haze, he's gonna be having to pull out all the stops, and it's gonna be very difficult for him because
Anjir, nge-cast sendirian nih rada ini juga ya.
important ultimate to win against Omega.
And the real world manipulation is their main
Duitnya beda
engage
8.000.
tool. It's their main clear
Susah sih
tool
guys.
as well.
Yeah.
And
Bukan
the problem
susah,
is
gua
when it's pop,
menurut gua udah
it's
nggak
so
bisa sih.
difficult for them to actually win the coming fights without
Apalagi
it.
dia offline-nya,
So I get what you mean,
offline-nya
man.
Pakito
That's
lagi.
gonna be a big test
Pakito,
of, you
Bruno,
know,
Rafaela.
veterancy. How good are you, Yellow Haze? How good are you at holding the trigger, knowing when to pull it?
Right now, the way the dragon goes into the James, but they have to flicker out here to stay
Karena
alive.
Pakitonya bikin Blade Armor tuh tadi kita lihat. Kelranya nggak bisa tembusin.
We can't actually expect Smart Omega to just be undisciplined, trying to punch one in as much as they're crowding around these last turrets of the base. But they can just pretty much buy time, wait 40 seconds for the Lord to come up, and then actually fight that face-to-face because they're 8K gold ahead of Nxpe.
I didn't even notice that. It's a big problem for some of the squishy damage dealers coming out from Nxpe. You can see Donut as well as Yellow Haze. Even when they're behind like this, they can still pack up a punch, but they are also very squishy. So the problem here is Kelra is going to be an issue later on, as well as Renzio. We have not talked about this guy, but he builds up the tanky items, gets into that zone where he is almost unkillable and he can dive into the backlines. He's also going to be a problem. So it's gonna be, it's also, I think Nxpe also needs James to step up to stop that mashup in the late game.
To be fair, I mean, Nxpe has a lot of check boxes to check if they want to make a comeback alive. So that's only one small piece of the puzzle. The other question is, how are they going to deal with these waves? James can't be absent from the fight, right? It's so important for Nxpe Evos because he's also the big AoE damage from Nxpe.
That is very
So a lot of questions here being raised by Nxpe. At the same time, Omega looking really chill so far, I have to say.
Oh, loving this blade armor pickup coming out from Renzio. It's really, it is really definitely shutting down Donut, who is yet to rank up. In fact, he's only got 2 items at this point. And the early game spike coming out from the Bruno, you will not be able to feel it right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're relying a lot of the damage coming out from Donut, but look at all the tank items from 3 members of Smart Omega. You know, you're not, it's just going to tickle, basically. You're not going to feel any of that burst. And here comes the conceal play. Miko now looking for a way of the dragon. The turret does go down to the bottom side. They've got to handle that. Meanwhile, Mega's going to go ahead and focus on the mid turret as they're going to look to crack open the
Kayaknya
base
sih endgame guys.
Lord finally goes down.
14
Another
menit.
wave pushing on the top side. Smart Omega going to work on this one. Miko still holding on to the way of the dragon.
Cowoknya masih nahan. Hilang 3 turret. Kenapa Karinanya emblem sawi tapi bikin damage ya? Cowoknya sih salah sih. Cowoknya sih salah. Cowoknya sih dari tadi sih miss mulu ya. Kenapa nggak dimainin si Cak Nun?
Finally, some use of this sword.
Yeah.
At least giving them some breathing room here. That's 2 down from Omega.
Yeah, whenever there's a team that's about 10K, 9K behind, they always say they need a miracle. And Nxpe Evos, they have found one. Miko, through the double K, didn't find the right opening.
Yeah.
And they were punished duly because of this. When Kelra went in for the aggressive BMI, the rest of the Nxpe are in there.
Oh, they're still punching this in. Donut takes quite a bit of damage. They get the tier 2 turret.
Si Donut.
Renzio looking for the kill.
Mati Donat.
Donut fall.
Dijadiin donat beneran guys.
Masha with the sprint. So right now, he's going to be going 2 versus What is this? 2 versus 4 here in the
Dia mau
jungle.
coba endgame nih.
Smart
Nggak ada
Omega
Brunonya.
looking to end the
Masih
game
coba
here.
endgame.
They know Donuts down. Ryzen forcing them back into the base here. We've got 2 lanes pushing up into the base here.
Bisa end
Once
nggak ya?
again, can
Nggak
Nxpe
bisa
Evos
sih, guys.
defend against this
Ada
one?
Yeve.
Miko looking for an angle in the backside.
Bisa,
Gonna
Yeve.
find Kelly
Aduh,
Hayes, but
Yeve-nya.
it's not good
Ini cowoknya
enough.
nih miss
And
mulu,
now the
Pemai.
world manipulation comes down to clue the minions again. Ryzen
Jelek
taking the
banget.
brunt of the damage.
Jelek banget, jelek
Kelra
banget.
looking for the stacks. There's the knock-up. They're going to disengage. James now on the chase here with the 2. And here we go. Smart Omega recalls from here.
Beautiful disengagement. Chain there, enhanced chain from Omega. Really set up a tempo for the disengage, but now it's NXPE's time to maybe make something happen.
Kill VJ landing the greatest knock-up in this game as he
Yeah.
was able to defend his teammates. But my god, this Mobile Legends game is turning to be a marathon. Between 2 teams, they're just chasing each other. And whoever can't outrun another will just lose this game.
Just like a viper grasping its prey and a warrior getting their sword ready to strike. It looks like NXPE wants to do
Renzi
something
udah-
here, but again,
darahnya
the
udah-
is just not there yet.
Yeah, they've got to be careful here. Rise is going to give it the go. Tickle. Here comes Miko looking for the way the dragon needs. He finds it this time. He gets the
Cloudenya
target.
tai,
Miko
Cloudenya
focused
tai.
on mortality, but look at Renzio.
Cloudenya
Just
tai
unleashing
banget.
on the backside. Donut can't run from this as he is still able to survive. But 2 members of NXPE fall. Make
Endgame
it
sih.
3 as Kill
Nggak ya?
VJ
Bisa
gets
nggak?
the revenge here.
Yang
And
turret
now
Masya nih, guys, kalau mau
Smart
end.
Omega once again
Nggak ada
looking
Cloud.
to push it in for this game 1. Donut and James.
Kayaknya nggak
all
bisa sih.
alive. We gotta respect
Bisa nggak?
that damage here
15
now
stick.
from Donut. Can they
Nggak
do
bisa
it?
sih, nggak ada mage,
On
coy. Ini
the
nggak bisa
waves
mati
right now,
nih
looking
Pakitonya.
for the setup once again. Miko not able to find it
Kalau
just
bisa
yet.
Pakitonya, tuh kan.
James trying to do everything he can. Winter Tragic comes out from
Bisa.
Kill VJ, and they're doing it.
my goodness.
Donut and James
gets it.
successfully defend while James gets a kill himself.
No way he did that. No way. And right now, they are roaring and repping here as NXPE find small stuff to take advantage of.
The reason why Omega wasn't able to end that game was because James have found Kelra and was able to take him down. A big deal breaker here for Nxpe Evos as now they have the advantage towards the Lord.
They're gonna grab this one as they
Wow, pakai comeback di sini, brother.
After that with the retribution. You guys said it earlier, James has to step up,
Oh
and that's
my.
exactly what he's doing here.
He stepped up in a big way here in this game.
Super duper big. We did not even notice that he was actually man-fighting against Kelra, and that's the thing with marksman nowadays, and you can expect to see Paquito being one of the priorities from now on because he's able to just counter out all of these marksman picks. Beatrix gonna have a problem with Paquito. That's also true with 1-1, and Claude is not safe from this very strong glass cannon of a boxer.
He's almost full items too. Look at that. He is roaring. He's one of the top gold in NXP.
Masyanya berdiri di situ, Cok.
Man,
Susah
the
banget jadi
Lord
end, Cok.
does fall now, able to crack open the base
Brunonya
here
nggak bisa
just
ngehitin
yet, so
tank
Smart
mereka.
Omega still showing it. Here comes the conceal play, looking for an angle here. They gotta be careful.
Miko.
Way of the dragon.
Dapat Yeve ya.
Kelly Hayes as he's falling,
Walah.
blazing to it,
GG
but he
dong.
survives. Kelra still alive.
Mati
It's
semua
3
nih.
fall for NXPE. The
GG.
King finding another. Give him the triple kill. Ryzen hunting down H2O. Grabs that one, and it's a wipeout for Smart Omega, and they take game number 1.
The embodiment of Venom. We have Omega sweeping it out. Beautiful, beautiful game there. It shows you the power.
Alright, game 1 dimenangkan oleh Omega, guys ya.
First
Lanjut
save
game
die.
2.
That's the attitude of Omega, but you also saw